Alexander of Macedon, a name whispered in awe, a name synonymous with conquest. From the dusty plains of Macedon to the sun-drenched sands of Persia, his legend spread like wildfire. He dreamed of a world united, a world under his heel. His ambition was as boundless as the sky, his will harder than iron. He was a force of nature, a thunderbolt from the north, destined to shatter the old world and forge a new one in its image. This is the story of Alexander the Great, the conqueror of empires, a king who rode at the head of his armies, who fought alongside his men, who defied all odds and men alike. His story is one of ambition, of blood and betrayal, of triumphs and tragedies. It is a story that has echoed through the ages, inspiring awe and wonder in equal measure. Born in Pella, the capital of Macedon, in 356 BC, Alexander was no ordinary child. His father, King Philip II, was a shrewd and ambitious ruler who dreamt of conquering Greece. His mother, Olympias, was a woman of fierce pride and even fiercer ambition. She instilled in her son a belief in his own destiny, whispering tales of his divine lineage, claiming descent from Achilles himself. From a young age, Alexander displayed a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge. Recognizing his son's potential, Philip summoned the most renowned scholar in all of Greece, Aristotle, to tutor the young prince. Under Aristotle's tutelage, Alexander's mind blossomed. He devoured works of philosophy, poetry, and military strategy. He learned to think strategically, to analyze his enemies, to exploit their weaknesses. He was not just a prince, he was being molded into a weapon that would soon be unleashed upon the world. At the age of 20, Alexander ascended the Macedonian throne after his father's assassination. Many saw this as their chance to break free from Macedonian rule. They underestimated the young king. Alexander moved with lightning speed, crushing rebellions in Thrace and Thebes. He showed no mercy, making it clear that he was not a ruler to be trifled with. It was during this time that Alexander confronted the legendary Gordian knot. This intricate knot, tied by an ancient Phrygian king, was said to be unloosable. Legend held that whoever untied it would rule all of Asia. Alexander, ever the pragmatist, simply drew his sword and sliced the knot in two. With that single decisive act, he announced to the world that he was not bound by convention, that he would carve his own destiny. With Greece secure, Alexander turned his gaze eastward towards the Persian Empire, ruled by the seemingly invincible Darius III. His generals urged caution, but Alexander's blood was up. He led his army across the Hellespont, the gateway to Asia, with a burning ambition to conquer the Persian Empire. The first clash came at the Granicus River. Outnumbered but not outmatched, Alexander led a daring cavalry charge against the Persian forces. He fought with the fury of a man possessed, his bravery inspiring his men. The Persians, caught off guard by the ferocity of the Macedonian assault, were routed. The victory at Granicus sent shockwaves through the Persian Empire. Darius, finally taking the Macedonian threat seriously, assembled a massive army to crush Alexander. The two armies met at Issus, a narrow coastal plain. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Alexander, displaying his tactical genius, maneuvered his forces brilliantly, exploiting the terrain to his advantage. He led a daring charge against Darius himself, forcing the Persian king to flee in terror, leaving his army to be slaughtered. Issus was a decisive victory for Alexander, cementing his reputation as a military genius and sending the Persian Empire into chaos. Alexander was not just a brilliant strategist. He was a charismatic leader who inspired fierce loyalty in his men. He shared their hardships, fought alongside them in the thick of battle, and always led from the front. His personal courage bordered on recklessness, but it electrified his troops, turning ordinary men into lions. He understood the power of symbolism. He adopted local customs, wore Persian attire, and even married a Persian noblewoman, Roxana. He wasn't just conquering these lands, he was trying to integrate them into a new world order, a world united under his rule. The Empire of Dreams. Victory followed. Victory as Alexander marched deeper into the Persian Empire. He conquered Tyre, a seemingly impregnable island city, in a siege that lasted months. He marched into Egypt, hailed as a liberator, and founded the city of Alexandria, a beacon of knowledge and culture that would become one of the greatest cities in the world. He pushed eastward, conquering Babylon, Susa, and finally Persepolis, the heart of the Persian Empire. He had done what was thought impossible. He had conquered the largest empire the world had ever seen. But Alexander's ambition knew no bounds. He yearned for more, his eyes set on the fabled lands of India. A legacy forged in fire. Alexander's Indian campaign was a grueling affair. He faced fierce resistance from Indian kings, his army depleted by years of constant warfare. He won a hard-fought victory at the Battle of the Hydaspes River against King Porus, but the exhaustion of his troops forced him to turn back. Exhausted and weakened by years of campaigning, Alexander succumbed to illness in Babylon in 323 BC at the age of 32. His empire, vast and sprawling, was divided amongst his generals, who would spend the next few decades waging war against each other for control of Alexander's legacy. The Two-Horned One. Alexander's conquest had a profound impact on the world. He spread Greek culture and language throughout his empire, ushering in the Hellenistic Age, a period of cultural exchange and intellectual flourishing. He founded numerous cities, many bearing his name, which became centers of trade and learning. In Egypt, he was honored as a powerful and divine ruler. His image, adorned with the horns of a ram, spread throughout the ancient world. He became a legend in his own time, a figure of awe and wonder, his name whispered in hushed tones from the bustling markets of Athens to the palaces of distant India. Alexander the Great, an enduring enigma. Alexander the Great was a figure of immense contradictions. He was a ruthless conqueror who toppled empires and a visionary leader who dreamt of uniting the world. He was a brilliant strategist who never lost a battle and a reckless warrior who charged headlong into danger. He was a student of philosophy who wept when he had no more worlds to conquer, and a king who ruled with an iron fist. His legacy continues to fascinate and inspire debate. Was he a force for good, spreading Greek culture and knowledge, or a ruthless tyrant who left a trail of destruction in his wake? The answer, like the man himself, is complex and multifaceted. One thing is certain: Alexander the Great left an indelible mark on history. He changed the face of the ancient world, and his legend continues to captivate us centuries after his death. He remains a symbol of ambition, military genius, and the enduring power of human will. He was Alexander the Great, and the world has never seen his like again. Hey there! If you enjoyed this journey through history, Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Share it with your friends and loved ones, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram using the link below for more exciting content.